We get a major Filip Hronek injury update, including his progress on his injury, and this is a huge update on two Canucks prospects taking on the World Juniors. We're going to break all this down and more later on this episode. Before we start, I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone that's subscribed, and if you're a part of the 71% that's not subscribed and you're enjoying this content, it's completely free. Make sure to go down and hit that subscribe button. We can keep you up to date on everything to do with the Canucks. But with that, let's just hop straight into the first topic today, which is the update on Filip Hronek. Now, we all know Filip Hronek went down on December 3rd with a lower body injury. He needed a procedure, but we did get a huge update from Jeff Pettersson today, saying some positive news for the Vancouver Canucks today. Tocchet says Filip Hronek is already skating again after a lower body procedure earlier this month. Now we know that Filip Hronek went down with an injury on December 3rd, and the timeline on this injury was supposed to be 8 weeks. Seeing Filip Hronek back on the ice with the Vancouver Canucks is a huge step in the progress of his recovery. As I said, he went down, he had his procedure, and he is suspected to be out still for 8 weeks. This will be probably towards the mid to late January, but seeing, as I said, back on the ice is a huge step. And this is exactly what we need as we're looking at the lines going into the next game. Now looking at this does not have Quinn Hughes in the lineup. He was out. He was not at practice today. He was absent. We've seen him deal with a hand injury a few weeks ago before the Canucks went on Christmas break. But looking at the lines, getting Hronek back in this will be massive for the Vancouver Canucks once Quinn Hughes is back, and I suspect him to play tomorrow night or today, depending on when you're watching this. We're going to see Quinn Hughes back with Tyler Myers, but getting Hronek back in this lineup does leave some room for the Canucks to kind of work with things. You could see Forbort slide in on that fourth pairing, but seeing Hronek slide back either on the first pairing with Quinn Hughes, which is one of, if not the best defensive pairing statistically in the NHL, having him back with Quinn Hughes once he gets back from injury, probably mid to late January, is a huge step in the Canucks' direction of trying to get their footing back in the standings and to continue this win streak, or sorry, I should say, get on a winning streak with this team once they are fully healthy. Getting them back is not only going to help on the defensive end, but also on the offensive end. We've seen Filip Hronek join the Canucks team just 2 years ago, 3 including the season, and we've seen productive seasons out of him since then. In 21 games this year, 1 goal, 8 assists for 9 total points. He's a plus 14, he was a plus 33 last year. I don't like to look at plus minus. Plus minus is one of the stats that I don't like to look at unless it's a plus 33, and it helps with the Canucks argument on being one of the top pairings in the NHL. Filip Hronek is a two-way monster on this Canucks team, and getting him back is a huge step for this team. He's back on the ice, he had his procedure, so it's only going to be a couple more weeks, Canucks fans, before we finally get him back on this ice as a full-time player with the Vancouver Canucks, and once again, finally going in the direction to finally have a fully healthy team for this Canucks team, which we haven't seen all season. What were your guys' thoughts on this update on Filip Hronek? Are you excited for Hronek to get back, or do you want them to kind of pull a Vegas and put him on LTIR for a bit? Maybe they go out and pick up another defenseman to be the partner of Hronek by the time he gets back. There's so many weeks left before he returns, but once he does, this Canucks team is going to be fully healthy, knock on wood, and we're going to see what they're like at full power. Below that, we'll hop straight into the second topic today, which is just kind of talking about two prospects on this Canucks team that are in the World Juniors. Now, the first one I wanted to talk about is Tom Willander. We've seen Tom Willander make 2 appearances, you can see at the bottom, with the World Junior team for Sweden this year. So far, in 2 games, he has 2 assists. He's logging the most minutes on the Sweden team as a defenseman. He's a top 3 defenseman. I would even say a top 2 defenseman in the entire tournament. We've seen him dominate with Boston College. This guy has star power. Now, I'm not going to say that Tom Willander is going to go out and put up 60, 70 points as a Canucks defenseman, but once he makes it to this team, the ceiling is so high for a guy like this. We've seen him in Boston University this year, putting up 9 points in 16 games. This doesn't even just talk about how good of a two-way player he's been. He's a former 11th overall pick in 2023. Tom Willander is going to be the franchise right-handed defenseman, and I know, yes, I'm talking highly of this guy, but he's going to be a star for this Canucks team and be a great two-way player. Now, looking at Tom Willander, we've seen Commissar speaking on Willander coming into the year, and he says Tom has grit and determination, and he has one thing on his mind, a gold medal. This year, he has done a tremendous job pinpointing the areas where he can improve. He really dissects the little details, and his hunger for improvement strikes me. He's on a mission, and he's had a great start to the year. Now, looking at Tom Willander, looking at his development, looking at how well he's been playing in Boston College, playing a top 2 role on this team. We've seen him play a top role on this Sweden team as well. It's only a matter of time before he makes the jump to Abbotsford. Maybe he makes the jump to the Canucks next season. That might be going a little too far. But the determination of this guy, as I said, Commissar goes out. The determination, how much he has just pinpointed the areas where he can improve. He wants to win a gold medal with Sweden. We've seen last year where they lost to Team USA in the finals of the World Juniors, and he doesn't want a repeat of this. He wants to win. He wants the determination. Looking at the stats, looking at how he's playing. They were up 8-1 the last I checked. I think it was versus Kazakhstan. This is a team that's going to make a push, and this is a must-watch prospect for the Vancouver Canucks and in the World Juniors. Now, looking at this, we also do have an update on Mynio. This is Cam Robinson from Elite Prospects. Check out his stuff. He covers everything to do with prospects. He said, I was told this morning that the plan for Canada is to register the scratches. Mynio is a part of this list as they need them. Just in case someone gets hurt or sick from that group, the team has someone to bring in. Now, we've seen Mynio make this team. We've seen Mynio play so well this year. This was just a talk from Al Murray, a 2-time Stanley Cup champion and a former director of scouts with the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Los Angeles Kings. He said the most improved player in junior hockey over the last 2 years. Didn't have him ranked anywhere near high enough at the time. This continues on where he speaks on how well he's been. We liked him, but we weren't sure his part of the game would stand out. But in his case, every part of the game is good, very good. I don't know if any part of the game is elite except for his hockey sense. He's really smart, he's competitive, and he doesn't make mistakes, which coaches love. Now, looking at Mynio, looking at how well he has been playing in the WHL this year, 18 games, 19 points, 5 goals, 14 assists, a former 3rd pick, 89th overall by the Vancouver Canucks. He's looking like an absolute steal, looking at a prospect that might actually crack this Canucks team. We see a lot of teams take chances on guys in the 3rd round, the 4th round, the 5th round, all the way to the 7th. But Mynio looks like he actually has a shot. He's developing his game, and like someone that was a director of scouting for the Los Angeles Kings has said, he's really smart, he's competitive, and he doesn't make mistakes, which coaches love, which is something everyone wants to see when talking about prospects. What were you guys' thoughts on the Filip Hronek update? What's your thoughts on Tom Willander, and what's your thoughts on Mynio not playing for Team Canada yet? Have you been watching many World Junior games, and who do you think is going to win the World Juniors? Because I think Sweden has a good shot, but I'm hoping Canada does come out victorious. What were you guys' thoughts on everything I talked about? Make sure to go down and leave a comment below. Way down there, leave a like, subscribe, share this with your friends. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode, so keep your eye out for that. But I've been your host, Mark. Bye, and take care.